Supreme Demon King Gomah is finally here, and he is wrecking shop. Welcome back to Nerdstorm Entertainment, everybody. If this is your first time here, I am Nerdstorm, back with another Dragon Ball Daima review video. And today, we are going to be discussing Dragon Ball Daima Episode 17, titled Gomah. But before we get into that, as per usual, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and then ring the bell to receive notifications so that way you know every time I happen to upload a new video. Because I don't just do Dragon Ball content, I do gaming, I do Star Wars, pretty much anything in pop culture and or nerd culture. So if that piques your interest, again, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into this Dragon Ball Daima review video. So the episode essentially starts out where we left off last time, with Goku asking Arensu exactly who she is, and as soon as she gets ready to say something, here comes this man Ku just busting in, interrupting Arensu. Obviously, she's a little annoyed, but she's able to properly introduce herself, and then Majin Buu does the exact same thing, added on to the fact that he's also saying, I love chocolate chip cookies, which who doesn't like chocolate chip cookies? Because I like chocolate chip cookies, so I feel like he was right to say that, or to add that. Now, like I said within the previous review videos, I was a little concerned as to what might be happening between Glorio and Arensu, whether or not Arensu was going to out Glorio as a spy or whatnot, but I'm not sure that's going to happen, and at least not yet, because as you'll see later on in the video, they have a couple of pressing concerns at this particular point. But Glorio is still wondering what Arensu could be planning by just stopping them, right? Goku then realizes that they've already defeated the Tamagami in the same of Dragon Ball, and Ku tells him that it was Buu that actually defeated them, and the fact that he was the one that lost to it. Goku's a little confused as to why he's so proud of that moment. And then here comes Shin showing up, essentially talking to his sister, saying how long it's been, you know, it's good to see you, all that type of stuff, right? She sits there and says, oh, you're still as short as ever, not realizing that it was Gomah that actually turned not only Shin, but the rest of the crew into children, as Shin explains. And that's why they're actually gathering the Dragon Balls in the first place, which Arensu realizes that. And this whole conversation is a little eerie, not only because Shin gives that weird smile just like he did back during the Buu saga, but obviously it's because Arensu is a bit condescending. Because when Shin asks, could they actually use that Dragon Ball that Arensu has, she obviously tells them no, and that she has her own wish to be granted, which Shin already knows what the wish is, and it's to be the Supreme Demon King, just like Degasu did. But she adds that he lacked vision and she's nothing like Degasu. What she wants is a stronger, more terrifying demon realm, one that the outside world will bow down to. Again, this is playing into the whole Makaio Shin aspect that we used to know within OG Dragon Ball lore. But Shin states that it's sad that she won't use her genius for peace, and she says a peaceful demon realm. That sounds disgusting. And then Vegeta adds, what's your plan in all of this? And then she gives this man some of the best sass that I've heard in so long, within Dragon Ball, of course. She says there, says, oh, for a lower being from the outside world, you're an arrogant one, aren't you? Obviously, Vegeta's a little peeved about that statement, because again, he's still thinking that he's royalty, which obviously he's not. He's the king of all, what, 3 Saiyans, and it's a couple half-breeds. Come on now, get over it. But I digress. Obviously, she wants there to be a fight to see who actually wins the Dragon Balls, and she's gonna put up one of her Majins as her representative. And again, whoever wins actually obtains all 3 Dragon Balls. And if they don't accept her terms, she'll destroy hers. Obviously, Goku's like, that sounds great, I'll fight. And it's at that point, Vegeta starts going back and forth with this man Goku about, oh, it's my turn, let me fight. Let's do rock, paper, scissors. Like, why are you so big-headed about this, bro? Obviously, you don't understand, you know, what's fair is fair. It's clearly Goku's turn. You literally just had the last fight, bro. Like, come on. He's literally just a man-child. That's all Vegeta is. He is a man-child. And Goku knows this because he literally slaps Vegeta's hand out of his face and tells him the exact same thing. And again, they're just going back and forth. Vegeta just keeps pushing, let's do rock, paper, scissors, let's do rock, paper, scissors. And then the voice of reason, Bulma, comes in and has to tell Vegeta to stop squabbling, turn-wise, it is Goku's turn. And then the most perfect thing that I'm definitely gonna use against all Vegeta fans is that she says, if you're an adult, then just let him fight, Vegeta. Oh my God, like just calling this man the man-child that he is by his wife, it literally touches a piece of my soul. I love it. Oh my God. I love when Vegeta's put in his place. Bottom of the barrel. And obviously he feels some type of way about it. And then here comes Goku's like, all right, let's go. And then funny enough, Ku thinks he's about to get in there. And then the Ritsu's like, you're not the one that's fighting. And he still thinks that he's pretty strong, but clearly he's not. So Ritsu tells Du to go ahead, hop in there. And then that's when Goku and Du begin to start fighting. And for their little bout, which again, it is very short, it was actually pretty good. I will say the animation did feel a little bit slow at times, but it's understandable because they're saving the budget for the later half of the episode. But I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping that this was gonna be a little bit more reminiscent of the Majin Buu versus Goku fight. But again, I had to sit there and remember, Du is his own character. He's gonna obviously have his own fighting style. Yes, he's a product of Majin Buu, but he is not the same character. It has a couple funny moments where this man Du is essentially looking like Luffy out here, stretching his arms, which again, that's just a Majin thing. And then he pulls out a classic Majin Buu move where he actually puts one of his body parts in the ground and then comes up and tries to attack and or grab Goku. Like he grabs the power pole and he ends up blasting Goku, but Goku dodges it. And again, it's at that point that they continue to go back and forth with each other until Goku ends up getting grabbed by Majin Buu's tentacle and then he just gets thrown around. And my God, I cannot believe every single Dragon Ball project as of late happens to just treat Goku like he's just some piece of trash. I do not like this. First it was Broly, him getting just tossed around with Broly, and now Majin Buu. Like, come on. I get these are all callbacks to the 2012 Avengers movie, but still, we do not have to keep doing this. Especially to Goku. Let it be Vegeta. You know, in Dragon Ball Daima, we haven't seen that left arm get injured yet. So we need to see that. But then Goku goes Super Saiyan, and Du starts to get a little peeved because obviously Goku's a bit stronger and he ain't playing around no more. So as they're continuing to go back and forth, at that point, we pan up to the top of Gomah's castle and we see Gomah's hand just pop up. And as Du is about to fire a ki blast right at Goku's face, point blank, mind you, Gomah fully appears and blasts the blast away, essentially to interrupt their fight. And then that's when he jumps down and reveals himself to everyone. And then he's like, sorry to interrupt you. I was wondering what that commotion was outside. And then that's when Goku realizes that this is Gomah. And at that point, Rinsu and a couple of the others, especially Neva, realize that Gomah has the third eye, the Tertian Oculus. But Pansy is a little confused at what the Tertian Oculus actually is, and that's when Neva explains that it said whoever wears the eye gains unparalleled power. Again, we know a lot of this, so it's really just redumping some of the exact same exposition that we've already gotten. So yes, it's a bit of a waste of time, but I kind of get it. So this is a little bit of a down point for me because it's retelling a lot of the stuff that we've heard 3 or 4 times already. And not only do we get that same exposition dump about the third eye, we get even more exposition dumping that we've already heard about how it's been lost. But in doing that, we see that the camera actually pans down to Hybis. And then Gomah says, I suppose you all understand the true threat that I pose now. After hearing all this, Bulma actually realizes that the eye on Gomah's forehead actually looks very similar to the eye that was in Hybis's belt. And then she realizes that he no longer has his belt. And then Hybis tries to deflect and say, who cares about that? One eyeball is just like the next. And this man is sweating because he already knows that he fucked up. So Gomah tells the group that I'd like to try out this new power that I've attained. And I'll prepare a special ring for us. And that kind of gave me Cell Game vibes, but nowhere near like the Cell Game, as you're getting ready to see. The third eye begins to glow and Gomah shoots a beam up into the air, which disperses and hits a bunch of the rocks in the surrounding area. And Gomah's able to control these telepathically and bring them together to essentially create this giant asteroid-esque fighting ring. And this entire sequence looks beautiful. It's got all these nice purple colors and everything looks desolate, and it's really showcasing Gomah's telepathic abilities. So once the ring is completed, Gomah starts to revel in the fact that he has all this power. But here comes the Salt King, thinking that he can take everything on his own. He pops up on Gomah and tries to hit him, but Gomah stops him with one finger. And then of course, this man is still thinking that he can still take this man on even though he just got stopped with one finger. Telling him, if you really want to try out your power, then I'm game. Goku tries to tell him to wait, but then Vegeta gets punched way back. And then Vegeta's trying to keep Gomah off of him by just blasting him, but it's not working. Gomah continues to push him. And in doing so, he begins to break some of his castle. He's like, crap, stop it. He tries to tell Vegeta to stop destroying his castle, but it's not working. And then that's when this man Vegeta gets clotheslined all the way back to the group. He turns Super Saiyan thinking that's gonna help him, but clearly it doesn't, because he goes in for a hit, and then this man just does not even flinch. He gets grabbed and then yoinked. And when I say he got yoinked so hard to the point to where he actually went back to his base form. Now that's embarrassing. Couldn't be Goku. And it's at that point that Goku realizes that, all right, we ain't gonna be able to do this alone. Hey everyone, let's go attack together. So everyone starts to fly. This man Piccolo is aura farming, just taking his cloak and hat off and whatnot. And then that's when Bulma actually says that this is not like Goku. He usually doesn't suggest everyone to fight, which he doesn't. So again, this is very telling of how strong Gomah is. So everyone's beginning to attack Gomah, but none of their attacks are phasing him at all. He's blocking everything. He's deflecting all of the blasts. They're punching and kicking him. But again, it's just not facing him at all. And in doing all of this, Goku actually loses the bag that had the revive bugs. Or not just the revive bugs, but any of the stuff that he had from that shop. That bag falls out of his pocket and he doesn't realize it. And that's going to be important later. So at that point, Bulma actually asks Rinsu, if she's so powerful, why not go help out in the fight? And then she actually debates this within her head, and then she tells Ku to actually join the fight. And at the same time, this man never actually kind of winks at the Tamagami. He's like, you know what, yeah, go ahead and get in there yourself. The Tamagami's a little nervous. He's like, who, me? And then Evan's like, yeah, you. And he kind of like forces the Tamagami with his magic to actually go in and fight. And then at this point, the rest of the episode is literally just everybody trying to take down Gomah. And it's really good. The animation in this entire section was off the chain. Again, the same type of things. Everybody powered up, trying to take on Gomah, trying to get their hits in. Nothing's working. Their blasts aren't working. Their punches and kicks aren't working. Nothing. Even Majin Buu gets in there and tries to hold Gomah with his stretchy arms, while everybody else tries to kick and punch Gomah, and nothing is working. Gomah ends up using his telekinesis to throw the rocks around and stop everybody from doing the things that they're doing. And again, nothing is working. Even the Tamagami is throwing a blast at Gomah, and Gomah just deflects it with his third eye right back at the Tamagami. So everybody kind of resets to think about what's going on, and Gomah's just standing there with his arms crossed. And that's when he powers up the third eye and he begins to levitate a bunch of rocks and throws them at everybody. And as everybody's trying to get out of the way and fly towards Gomah to try and get some hits in, Gomah rushes them as well, and Goku and Gomah end up clashing. And again, they're trying to get their hits in. Nothing is working. You would think at this point that the group would just try and literally rethink a whole strategy. But no, that's not what happens in Dragon Ball, as we all know. But that's what we love about Dragon Ball. So once everybody gets blasted back, Dude ends up trying to restrain him one more time. And then in doing so, Goku punches him way back. And then everybody tries to come in for one final hit, but Gomah just stops them and pushes them all back with his power. And at that point, that's when everybody powers up and tries to do their signature move. Goku does the Kamehameha, Vegeta the Gallic Gun, Piccolo the Special Beam Cannon. Obviously, Shin and Glorio try their magic, doing Coup Prepare Blast, and even the Tamagami starts powering up his sword to try and slash him. And then Gomah is not fazed by any of it. He's just still standing there with his arms crossed. And then everybody fires their blast at Gomah. And as soon as all the blasts are about to hit him, he puts up this purple barrier, and he begins to laugh and just deflects everything away, destroying everything in their path. Everybody gets knocked out pretty much. In the smoke and rubble, Vegeta ends up asking Goku, does he have any more of those bugs? Remember, as I said earlier, Goku lost the bag. So as Goku's looking for it, he tells Vegeta, no, I must have lost it, they're gone. And at that point, that's when Gomah telepathically grabs Goku and he brings him up, and he's getting ready to fire a blast at him. And as the blast is flying towards him, that's when the Tamagami and Majin Buu come in, and they're attempting to stop the blast, to hold it off. And then it's at that point that Goku's like, all right, I guess I ain't got a choice. And he begins to power up. And yes, he powers up into the legendary Super Saiyan 3, the better of the Super Saiyan 3s within Dragon Ball Daima, mind you. But who am I? I'm just a Goku fan. And this sequence is lovely. It looks beautiful. It's great to see Super Saiyan 3 back in its magic and gloriousness. So it's at that point Do and the Tamagami can no longer hold the blast, and the blast just shoots right past them. And then that's when Goku opens his eyes as he's done transforming, and the blast hits him. But it does nothing to him. It's not phasing him whatsoever. And it seems that Gomah is not phased by the fact that Goku literally just transformed, because he goes back to crossing his arms and just laughing. And that's when we see the blast dissipate, and again we see Super Saiyan 3 in its true glory, and that's how the episode ends. I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. Again, the first fight with Goku versus Do was a little slow, and the animation was a little wonky at times, but again, I understand because they were saving their money for the later half of that episode with the Gomah fight. It is definitely understandable, and I'm glad that they're finally getting into the thick of things, fighting Gomah. I felt like this was a long time coming, and I cannot wait to see how Goku fares against him within his Super Saiyan 3 form. And it would be nice to actually see Vegeta pop in there with his Super Saiyan 3 form as well. And then we get to see two Super Saiyan 3s fighting alongside each other. And who knows, maybe we'll get to see them pick up one of those bugs that allows them to actually fuse together, and we can see a new fusion of Goku and Vegeta and a Super Saiyan 3 version of that fusion. I don't know, that's just me speculating and hoping we get to see something cool like that within the next 3 episodes. But with that being said, the next episode is titled Awakening, and we are gonna get to see Goku versus Gomah. Goku Super Saiyan 3 versus Gomah, mind you. So let me know what your thoughts are about episode 17 titled Gomah down in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this review, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and then ring the bell to receive notifications so that we know every time I happen to upload a new video. And if you want to catch me live, whether I'm just chit-chatting about Dragon Ball, Star Wars, or gaming, or anything in pop culture, be sure to go to twitch.tv/nerdstorm92. I try and stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come on by Twitch and chat with me live. I'd be glad to have you there. And if you want to catch some of my other content, whether it be some of my short form content or anything else, be sure to follow me on all of my socials. I'll have everything linked in the description, whether that's Discord, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Blueski, or any social outlet that you happen to be on. I'm on all of them. Again, be sure to follow me at Nerdstorm92. They'll be in the description. And with that being said, I will catch y'all in the next video. Y'all have an amazing day. Peace.